Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Vanessa, this is Nessa CX Beauty, and today we are going to be swatching, using, and reviewing the brand new Nudie 2 eyeshadow palette by Los Angeles. This is the component. Now, y'all, this is a review about the product and not the person behind the product, just so y'all know. But the palette features 10 shades and a mirror that goes all the way back and retails for $36. These are the shades up close. She has 2 shadows that are her new eyeshadow formula, 3 of which are shimmers and 5 are mattes, as y'all can see. Now, something that I did notice early on in terms of this eyeshadow palette, I'll show y'all, have my pointer right here, is that some of the liquid or oil that is used in the eyeshadow has protruded into the palette, as you can tell right here and right here with the shade Bum and Skimpy. It's protruding into the palette, and that's something I don't really like about palettes, because I do have a few palettes that have that issue, and the more that you keep them, the more they start protruding into the palette. So I don't know how I feel about that, but we're gonna swatch this out, we're gonna use it on the eye, and then we're gonna go into our final thoughts. So if you're interested in seeing how this eyeshadow palette performs, just continue watching. Going into the swatches, first up, Sheer, Bum, Nudie, which is one of the new formulas, Patootie, Skimpy, Low Cut, Lush, Blushing. Let's try to go over that one more time. There you go. Cheeky, which is the second of the new formula. And last but not least, Risque. And this is the entire eyeshadow palette swatched out. Onto the look. So first up, we're going into Bum with my Morphe JS8 brush. And we are going to pack this all over the crease. It's a very light shade, very peachy. And that shade built up very beautifully. You can definitely build up the opacity, as you can see. I can definitely see this being an everyday shade. Definitely could put this all over the lid and the crease and just go. And it looks like it might be work friendly as well. Next up, we're heading into Low Cut with my Morphe M513. And we're gonna follow along below the shade Bum. And wears her heart on her sleeve. Yeah, she's crazy, but her crazy is beautiful to me. Wow. Okay, those shades look really pretty next to each other. I like that. I like that a lot. Alright, y'all, now it's time to cut the crease. I'm gonna use the P. Louise eye base and the Alamar packing brush from the Ojito set. Alright, and now that our creases are cut, we're going to dive into the shimmers and the new formula. Starting off with Nudie with my Anastasia packing brush. This is the new formula. We're going to pack this all over the outer part of the lid. Ooh, okay, so this is really pretty. It looks really wet. I think it's supposed to be more of an eyeshadow topper, but alone it still looks pretty freaking beautiful. if y'all can't see. So what we're gonna do is head into sheer, pack that all over the lid, and then we're gonna use Nudie on top of it. Okay, the shimmer formula on this palette is just stunning. So leaving this as is would be super beautiful, but I do want to put that new formula on top of it. Alright, so heading back into Nudie and putting this all over sheer, which is nowhere near sheer, to be honest. That name does not fit that shadow. It definitely adds some iridescence, but then again, by itself it looked really beautiful too. Oh, that's pretty. I appreciate that it can like transform a shade a little bit, because that added some dimension to the shimmer in terms of like light hitting it. But now we're gonna turn the brush over, head into Risque, tap into Risque so we don't have a lot of it, and we're gonna blend between the shimmer and the mattes. This creates some depth and, you know, eradicates that line between the shimmers and the mattes. And a lot of that glitter got onto my cheeks, if y'all can't see. Now, while I'm doing this eye, I did want to show y'all how the shimmer looks by itself, and then how the shimmer looks with the new formula on top. So this is sheer with Nudie on top of it, and this is just sheer. So y'all can see the difference, because it's big. But yeah, this is how we are looking. I'm gonna finish up the rest of my face, and then we're gonna come back and talk final thoughts. Yeah, we are back, and to tell y'all what I did on the lower lash line, I swept bum throughout the entire lower lash line, put a little bit of Risque on the outer corners, and then for my inner corner highlight, I did go into Arclo Cosmetics Magnetic Fields highlighter. And this is the completed look using the Nudie 2 eyeshadow palette. So how do I feel about the eyeshadow palette? What I will say is that the formula definitely gets a 10 out of 10 in terms of the shimmers and the new formula and the mattes. The mattes blended out like nothing, and the shimmers and the new formula are stunning. But the last, I want to say, experience that I had with Los Angeles Cosmetics was the Party Animal eyeshadow palette, and I hated it. I sold it on Poshmark, and then I never bought from Los Angeles after that. But this is my first purchase since then. It is a pretty penny. $36 for 10 shades is a lot, so I would recommend this if you do want quality nudes. But I would say that if you already have other eyeshadow palettes, probably like the Huda Beauty New Nudes or something like that, you probably wouldn't need it, because I feel like some of the shades are very comparable to the palettes. I do not have the Nudie one, so I cannot compare them both, but I feel like the nude Huda Beauty palette and the nude Los Angeles palette have a few things in common, and even if they're not in common, they might blend out into the same shade, so I will say that. But it's a really good eyeshadow palette. I do recommend it if you are willing to splurge on it, but I do think it is pricey. And that is my final thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. I hope y'all have a great holiday season this 2020. Hopefully it's better than the year has been. But that's all I have for y'all today. Have a great day or night wherever you are in the world, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.